All right, welcome to it, Brock, Dwight.
Yo.
Our podcast. I know we were going to go with Shooting the Bull, but then we might add a new element called Conspiracy in Cars, where you just ramble on incoherently for a good chunk of time.
Yeah. And you ignore me.
Our buddy Zach and I, we humor you. You talk about the frogs are gay, whatever else you and Alex Jones are doing, and then we talk about cars. But until that happens, we have now just you and I talking craziness that's going on.
Let's do it.
Now, okay, I know I put a pin in what we were talking about last time, and you have an idea. I know you mentioned that is something big. We're on a bubble at this point,
right?
Something's going to pop.
I think so.
Whether it's them coming to us as a people and going, "Hey guys, we screwed up. Something's happening. Here we go," or they slow play us like they did with the recent Kennedy papers. Did you see?
Epstein, dude, that's the big one. Epstein's the big one.
So you think is there something to come with Epstein that's going to be now? Okay,
you're going to tread in some waters that you might not want to tread in.
I may get the old 2-bullet suicide. Is that what you're saying?
Well, when
he committed suicide with 2 bullets, how does that work, buddy boy?
Picked up the gun and shot himself again.
It's crazy. I fell on it, and then the trigger fell. Whatever it may be. You alluded to this. However, I want to talk about something else, Dwight. And if you'll humor me, because we have all the time in the world, we can talk about what's going to bust. Something new just busted, other than me. Sorry, phrasing.
Was my wife?
Wait, hold on. What?
Did my wife show up?
Can we talk about the recent rumblings from Egypt?
I was just going to bring. That's funny you say that.
I knew you were
going to talk about connected consciousness.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I wanted to talk about.
Actually, no, it's just I know my weird conspiracy theory friend, and I know he's been watching many videos of what's going on.
Conspiracy theory comes true again. God, the record.
So let's get into it. So
track record's pretty good right now.
You're doing all right. You've had a few. A blind squirrel finds a nut. Experts, researchers, anthropologists, geologists, what have you, have come out and said, "Hey guys, flip the script. We got some new news. Underneath the pyramids, massive pillars, entire structures, meters." Hundreds of meters down.
648
meters down. Thanks for the exact number, Dwight. Okay, let's get into it. Let's dig into this.
So I'm glad you're paying attention. See, this is the stuff. This is the stuff I'm talking about. You're coming along good.
Much like our Cherokee brethren, I have my ear to the ground, listening for the buffalo.
Are you Native American? Can you say that?
No, I'm married to a squaw, though. I wander fair and square in a poker game on a Mississippi riverboat. I own her, and so I picked up some of her tricks.
Okay, John Smith.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? Hey, how?
Oh God.
She was 12 years old. I won her fair and square.
Here I was worried about talking about the little hat people.
By the way, Pocahontas was 13 years old when she was taken. Just so everyone knows. All right, go for it. But
anyway, I digress.
Egyptians, pyramids, pillars.
Yeah.
Let's dig into it. First of all, what does this mean to the scientific community, the conspiracy community? What these findings?
Like I'm the spokesman for the conspiracy.
Yeah, you're up there. I think you're pretty high on the rank.
Here's what I'm going to say that again, like this is kind of in the infant stages of finding out what's going on down there, but they're going to disclose more and more and show more and more things that's going on. This is all coming down to, this is just my opinion, what I believe, what I've believed for quite some time is that the pyramid is some sort of power plant. It's a power generator.
Power generator for
don't know.
But something otherworldly.
This is pre-flood stuff, and this leads. Here's what you got to look into, dude. This is exactly what's coming out of your Bibles. This is religion, but this isn't.
Sorry, hold on. Podcast brought to you by Milwaukee's Best, a fine light pilsner for anyone looking for 100% American brewer. Milwaukee's Best, bringing this to you.
Drink only by the biggest pieces of shit.
How dare, if they become a sponsor, we got to answer. Okay.
That's great beer. I drink it all the time.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
So
power plant.
But what is the? How have we not found this before? You're telling me some guy back in how long have we known about the Egyptian pyramids? How long have we been excavating these? And just now we're discovering giant pillars. How many meters down, you said?
648, and there's actually 2 kilometers of tunnels spread out throughout. So I mean, that's 1.2 miles. Human beings did not create that. That's just impossible. So we don't even know how old the pyramids are.
Right.
We say that they're 4,000 years old, some bullshit like that. You're talking more than
carbon dating, what have you,
12,000,
looking at the
13,000.
erosion of the Sphinx, whatever it may be,
Way
which
older.
the Sphinx is another conversation for, they have, they thought the head was much bigger.
Yeah.
You look at the
That
erosion
was a lion
that
head,
can,
yeah.
that could only happen from millennia of rainfall, whatever it may be. But now here we are, we have pillars. Pillars is, I don't even think a proper word for these giant things.
Wells, they call them wells. They're 8 wells, is what they are.
So they're hollow.
They're hollow.
They're hollow structures.
The SAR radar told
Is that
showed. Yeah.
to bring water up when things went dry?
Well, there's spirals around those wells too, and
so it's ribbed.
What they think, yes, it's for her pleasure, of course. I mean, the Anunnaki, they knew.
Mother Nature.
Well, we'll get into that.
Mother Nature
we'll
likes
get
it
into
ribbed and deep, if you know what I'm saying.
We'll get into that. They were banging some human women.
Yeah.
Know?
They
yeah,
were okay.
dude.
All right. So we got these pillars, hollow pillars. Spiders run probably for digging purposes. I'm guessing, like augers. Were they?
No, they think right now that they may be staircases leading down to 2 gigantic caverns underneath the wells. So the wells lead down to 2 caverns, open caverns that I don't know how, I can't remember. I know they're about a football field by a football field, but I don't know how deep.
And they're all connected.
And they're all connected.
They're all connected.
And this isn't the Great Pyramid. This is the second one.
Well, which that's
the middle one, the middle pyramid.
One thing that was real trippy for me is learning how many pyramids are actually built. I mean, hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds of these.
Well,
obviously, not Great Pyramid, but a lot of smaller ones that were throughout the planet, right? Yeah. You look at the Aztec pyramids, you look in the Amazon, everything like that, which the Amazon now is also too starting to be blown wide open of like, hey, we realize there was millions of people living in the Amazon rainforest, an entire infrastructure that was just overgrown, and it was there and gone, whatever happened there, a white man bringing herpes, whatever it may be.
Maybe.
Sorry about that one trip I did, guys. I apologize. I didn't realize.
Herpes on the blanket.
It's amazing. I told her to flip it over. It would have been fine. Anyway.
You made her in the wet spots.
Never sit in the wet spot,
What
guys.
about the Dark Pyramid in Alaska?
I have no idea what you just said there.
Exactly.
So apparently there's a pyramid in Alaska.
There's a pyramid in Alaska.
Okay, so what should we focus on? Because I know I'm getting us crazy. So
yeah, you want to focus on what you really want to take away from this?
Yeah.
Is what's going on.
I tell you what I want. What I really, really want. This is why I shouldn't be in charge. Why I'm in charge is just insane. The main pillars we saw, what this means, what we're going to see, Dwight.
Whoa, one of the Spice Girls, a Satanist.
I think it was Baby Spice.
No,
it was
Baby Scary Spice.
No, Baby Spice. I'm pretty sure.
Who's the black one? Not
Ginger
black.
Spice.
That's
that's
what it was.
right.
Yeah,
that's right. Ginger
anyway,
Spice.
she was sitting next to that one scoose bag that
with that red bush.
At the Super Bowl. I know I'm getting off subject, but
that's Ice Spice. That's a different Spice Girl. That's okay.
It's like the Coy and Vance of the Spice Girls.
Okay, so we got the big pyramids, pillars underneath.
Oh, yeah.
What's next?
So, yeah, I guess what you're looking at right now is the things at power plant. So, Anunnaki, dude. And this is like, have you read your Bible lately?
I was at church on Sunday.
I
did a pretty good job.
Do you know who the Nephilim are?
I
believe it's Genesis.
I do, but you fill everyone in.
Okay, so the Nephilim were sons of God. So the sons of God, which are supposedly these fallen angels, came down to watch over humanity.
Yep.
And when they were watching over humanity, they lusted after human women, and they interbred with human women, and therefore created the Nephilim. They gave the women then gave birth to the Nephilim, which were giants. They were large human beings.
Half God or half gods, half humans?
Small g, small God. And what I think these fallen angels are with these sons of God, and they are a creation of God.
Mm-hmm.
God is a real thing. It is a force. It is a field of consciousness that is everywhere and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the Anunnaki who came here were possibly I think maybe the Anunnaki are the sons and daughters of these fallen angels, which are the evil amongst the evil of this planet. And that's what it talks about in the Bible.
Down. God, people watching over, angels, lusted over human women, procreated, created the Anunnaki, and this is where we're at right now.
Or Nephilim, if you
Nephilim,
may.
okay,
yes.
And created these fractions, have genes from higher powers, the gods would have you, and now so the lineage is now dropping down.
Yes,
and where does that leave us then with?
What's
next? What's with the pyramids? They created that. They were the gods that people bow down to.
They were the small g god that corrupted man, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also, if you look at mankind, I think mankind was tinkered with throughout the millennia, and ended up in the final form that we are now to accept consciousness, which is a field from God. So God is living his life on this plane through us. Experiencing this plane through us is how it's laid out, and to create your basically your container again, right? That's what everybody's been saying, is that we are containers. You are a container for your soul, for your consciousness.
Yeah.
And they finally created the correct, if you want to call it like gene, we were the correct biological creation.
Finally, after many changes,
experimentation,
evolutionary, maybe the evolution, we tried different ones. We had caveman, whatever, Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal,
Cro-Magnon man,
gave monkey some thumbs, whatever it may be.
It was all a genetic experiment to finally get to Homo erectus.
Homo erectus. Fantastic
or
name, by the way. I love it.
In some cases.
I just like to call it me erectus, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. All right. A lot of information out there. What's going to come next with these pillars? Obviously, are they going to bury it? Are they going to completely snuff this out?
Yeah,
like the government likes to do.
Gatekeepers, man.
And we won't find any more. But you let out this. Now, this goes back to our previous podcast where you said something big's going to blow up that's going to get everyone excited to throw us off something else. Or is this just maybe a little piece of cheese on the trail of nothingness? And nothing is going to come of this? What's going to happen?
Oh, you're going to see some gatekeepers really start to panic, try to shut this thing down. Dude, you're never going to get Egypt. The government of Egypt. If I were the United States, what I'd start doing is start pressuring Egypt to get in there. Like, you want to talk about? Here's the deal. You want to talk about getting after the best natural resource that there possibly could be, the best. The best technology is probably lying underneath that pyramid in the form of how they built it.
Right.
And how they built it is some sort of form of anti-gravity technology. Dude, this isn't magic.
Yeah.
This is technology. And the gods aren't magic, and God is not magic.
Yeah.
It is.
He knows what he's
science,
doing. He knows
science and technology.
Okay,
that's all it is. But it's very advanced, and it's so advanced we cannot understand it. And what's lying underneath that pyramid right now is the technology that built those pyramids.
Yeah.
And you need to access that. Now, the government in Egypt still wants you to think that Egyptians built that thing.
Right.
That Egyptians moved 2 to 8 ton stones, 80 ton stones, 500 miles away, and cut them with precision. With what? With brass tools.
Now, well, hold on now.
Copper tools.
This is one thing, and just being the devil's advocate here, playing the yin to the yang.
Let's hear it.
When your job as a worker is to wake up every day and then spend 10 hours chipping away.
Sure.
You get stuff done. So over hundreds and hundreds of years. You pass it down. Now, hold on. Now, don't dismiss me. I'm just telling you the other side, what people might say. Like, hey, we got the time. Let's just get to it.
So they say that the pyramid was built in. The Great Pyramid was built in 20 years.
20 years. Well, You think about
do you know some of the, here's the problem that I have when I discuss this with some people. And I know
Yeah.
you're being devil's advocate.
Yeah,
So this is an aim towards you.
it feels directed,
here's
but
the
that's
problem
all
I
right. It
have.
feels like he's pointing towards me. But
Yeah, I mean, it's you. It's you. You're in radio. I'm in construction, right? People have no idea how today's infrastructure works. So when I say that, today's infrastructure is nothing compared to what the infrastructure was back then. So they have no idea what it takes. I mean, there was a mine inside France that they ran nonstop dump trucks, semi dump trucks to fill up this mine. And it took 12 years nonstop around the clock to fill a mine up. It took 14 years to build that. What is that thing in Sydney, that concert hall? It took 14 years.
Oh,
to
the
build
one with
that.
the flags
Yeah.
right there. What I know what you're
It took
about right
14
there.
years to build that.
Years.
Right?
Well, hold on. To
And
be
you're
fair,
telling me
wait, hold on. To
that
be
with
fair,
brass tools.
that's Australia and everything. That's a country founded on criminals. Sorry, Australia, you got to know your history. Camels aren't native there. We dropped them off because of World War I. That just saying, don't bring Australia to this. They're a little bit farther behind. Go on, Foster's, crikey. All right, anyway, but
I
yes,
love Crocodile
but-
Dundee, dude.
Hey,
I love that. movie.
that man's a national treasure.
He is a national
When
treasure.
she is in that one piece,
oh,
like
oh, and the crocodile comes out.
look, right. That like, I honestly, people wonder why I like a bush and big hair. It's because of that right there. Like
Yeah,
that's
Not-
fantastic.
That wasn't Homo erectus. That
No.
was me. That was female erectus. No, straight erectus.
Wiener erectus is what it is. I believe.
Dude.
Okay, so long story.
Anyway,
Australia doing their thing. Okay, so you're saying just we don't understand the scope of what happens at infrastructure is so
that structure,
Yeah.
was not built by slaves. Dude, they didn't have. You realize that came like hundreds of years before the wheel.
mm-hmm.
They didn't have the wheel. How did they move these 80? Let's go 80-ton stones,
Mhm.
500 miles away. 80 tons, and then they cut them
Yeah.
with precision.
Yeah.
And then you got to look at what the pyramid is, dude. The pyramid is the most precise north-south compass on the planet. It is facing the most. We can't replicate that today.
Yeah.
It is the most precise man-made structure that faces north.
Well, and one of multiple. Believe me, like I get it. So all right,
True north.
true north.
True north.
Let's then. How do they dig this up? How do they excavate this? What do we do?
You need
Let's say the government doesn't bury this, and we can start excavating
right
this.
now. Yeah, we the imaging you do from space, so you can do whatever you want from space, and the government doesn't have anything to say. But you got these gatekeepers; they're not going to let you in there to do this stuff.
Yeah,
some of them know the truth. I think majority of them do.
So now, wait, hold on. You said from space. Is that where the imaging is coming?
The imaging's coming from space, from satellite. It's SAR. They call it SAR. And what it does is it's imagery. It's a 3D imagery that uses like an algorithm to penetrate the ground, and it uses vibration. So everything vibrates at a different level, like different rock, different stone, different parts of the earth, and that's how they get this imagery.
Has this been tested on other things?
Yes, it has, and it's also detected the same stuff that they know about inside the pyramids. It also detects that stuff too.
Okay.
So they're
because
approving,
hold on, because
right?
that was I thought it was some guy
It's a
with like
litmus test.
I thought it was some guy with like a metal detector that got some. Now, obviously, a big one. Because here's the thing: I've also gone out fishing with my Garmin, and I tell you what, it shows me there's stuff down there, but there's not a goddamn thing down there. At least not that's biting. So okay, so there is a litmus test. They've used this on other things, and
I mean, you can see it. Yeah, they've actually done the whole Giza Plateau with it and showed like
because
there's a bunch of caves down there. There's all sorts of stuff going on in that Giza Plateau.
Okay.
From erosion, things like that. There's a big cave system, everything like that.
Let's start digging. Let's do like they were talking about with storming Area 51. Everyone's just gonna do that weird little
if the US
neuro run.
Smart,
No. Just us with
go
shovels.
There, take over Egypt and start digging, and you'll find down under there. But we already have that technology
with shovels. Let's do it.
Yeah,
me and you. You're a big guy. You can do a lot of digging. I've done some digging. You've seen me do it. I look good when I do it. Yeah.
You dug this house, and it was awful.
It was
absolutely
everything's
terrible.
crooked. Hold on. My daughter just came in. Riley, we're talking aliens. I need you to go for just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Shango will be out in a little while.
You can tickle Shango later.
Monkey
Yeah,
Chongo.
Chongo. Ooh, ooh. Yeah.
You know,
Stinky? Yeah.
You know, monkeys were
possibly.
planted by the government to confuse us about evolution.
Don't tell
All right,
her
I'll see you
that.
in a little bit. I love you. I'll see you in a little bit. Close the door. Hey, close the door. Close the. Oh, you
This is a real professional setup.
That's
we
right.
got
I
going.
tell you what,
It's a good
they're
production.
beating them. All
Is
right.
she
Well,
there? I don't
I
wanna
just
get her.
no. You're good. You're perfect. Nailed it. It's interesting
Yeah.
because
People-
for
yeah.
the longest time, the deepest we got underneath these was wherever the tomb was, King Tutankhamun, whatever it is, King Tut, Tutankhamun,
King Tut.
King Tut, whatever it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was down below a little bit, but now
Yeah, they didn't use those for burial
it-
chambers.
it-
There was no kings and queens ever buried in those things.
so and we just got to find out what's going to happen next. So, Dwight, in your Nostradamus-esque mind that you've predicted so many things,
Yeah, here we go.
I'm not being facetious at all.
Yeah,
What's the next thing we're going to see?
that's more cover up.
More
That's all
cover
you're
up.
gonna do. Yeah, dude. You can't let this stuff out. You can't show humanity. Here's the end all be all.
Yeah.
You can't show humanity who they truly are and what they how remember how in our previous episodes I said,
Mhm.
dude, we're special.
Mhm.
We're super special. We're not. You always hear these people like, oh, you're just some stupid monkey that just evolved from a puddle of mud. And no,
We ate some
no, we're not.
mushrooms, and there we go. Yeah.
Just stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what that is to keep you a slave, dude. When I say this is always way over reference, but when I say it's the Matrix, it's the Matrix.
Yeah.
And some people that you're trying to save are so captured, and they're so captured by it that they depend on it. And if they depend on it, they'll fight for it. They'll
Mhm.
fight for their slavery because it's all they know.
Yeah.
Their worldview comes crashing down, and that's it. These people, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see these people in their death throes trying to keep this thing secret. So humanity does not find out what its true purpose is. How
Mhm.
divine, and dude, we are divine.
Yeah.
We are a divine creation, not the body. It's the soul, and it's not the mind. It's the soul. It's the consciousness.
Yeah.
And if human beings can unlock that, that solves all of our problems.
Yeah.
We don't have war. And this is some of the things that they said that's why the flood came and wiped out the Nephilim, is because they taught man war. They taught women how to this is no joke. You read your scriptures.
Mhm.
Women how to put on mascara and become more sexualized.
Well, that's because it does that cool thing. It runs when they gag.
Oh.
That's what
got 9,000.
Dwight was doing. Dwight was doing something nice, and I ruined it. I ruined it as always.
Wow. That's what you're going to see, dude. You're not going to get a lot. You're not going to get a lot out of this discovery because there's too many gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Well,
like with anything, and again, I referenced at the very beginning, the new Kennedy things were released. It was literally the exact same thing. Thousands and thousands of pages of redacted, maybe a few things unredacted, a couple thes and ands that were unredacted, but all the same stuff. So we got cover up, but is there possibly, Dwight, again, in your prediction, maybe a light at the end of this tunnel, something that will benefit us from these recent findings?
Yeah, I think it's at least drawing awareness,
opener
to everything we think we know about our past. We're a species with amnesia. Everything we think we know about our past is fucking wrong.
Yep.
Everything.
I'll finish that. I'll edit that in post. Thank you. Yep.
I'm sorry. It's just like healthcare.
Yeah.
Your doctors,
Mhm.
scholars,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're the gatekeepers, powers that be, so to speak. And what they know is their ego.
Mm-hmm.
Their education is their ego, and it's who they are. They make it part of themselves.
Yeah.
And if everything they know is wrong, those people will fight
A lot of people. Yeah.
to be captured inside the Matrix because profit and control. Come see me. I've got all the answers in pharmaceutical drugs. You're just your body.
I'll fix you.
Your human,
I'll do it. Yep.
And we could that leads into this too. Your human body is your antenna. Is because that's what we are. Your antenna. Once it starts getting all sorts of synthetic chemicals put into it, your antenna doesn't receive very well.
I was
That's why human health is so pinnacle.
I was watching something with alcohol too, is how it cuts down our vibrations, our natural vibrations. And
I'm going to tell you right now.
Brought to you by Milwaukee's Best.
Yeah, there we go.
Fantastic
That's
one.
why you're such a retard. Like that's. Just joking, but seriously, you're retarded.
First of all, that's full of wine, and Jesus drank wine.
Nope.
Milwaukee's best.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Wrong.
Dwight, don't you worry about it, okay?
Alcohol, I'm not, I won't go on a big tirade, but alcohol is one of the biggest detriments to your health, but just your opening your consciousness. There is no, I'm going to say this right now. There is no, and this is why I do not drink. I don't even touch it. I won't sip it. I won't do anything with it. There is no form of alcohol that you can ingest that's okay. And that goes for your health and well-being of state of mind at all.
What if I smoke it?
What
if I smoke my
that's why I always hear people like, yeah, dude, I smoke weed, dude, and you should try it. It's liberating. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
What if
you're gonna improve my life by smoking? Okay. Yeah.
What if I freebase
look at you and look at me?
What if I freebase alcohol? Is that okay?
Yeah,
freebasing?
No. Any form of it.
Religion. What's it gonna do to religion?
You know what? It's probably going to take
Christianity,
a lot of it.
Islam.
Yeah, it's
Buddhism.
It's going to show us that they kind of all these stories are pretty much like all relating back to, like, I wanted to say this too, that and I consider myself, Christian. And I believe in a God. I believe in God. I believe in the field of consciousness. I believe in that. I believe that we are divine. But the problem I have is that these Christians will look at the flood and be like, "Yo, that's real," and then they'll look at like the Nephilim and they'll look at these other stories and be like, "No, that's not real. That's just a made up story. That can't be real." And I'm like, "Dude, you can't a la carte this shit. You can't. Either you got to accept it all, or you got to throw it all out." Right. Yep. And it's a possibility that possibly some of these stories were just trying to get interpretations over time, and maybe somebody corrupted some of this stuff too.
Well,
and it's not exactly what it is, but what it is, dude, it's not magic. And I always picture this little old lady sitting in these stained glass windows church with this organ music playing, and it's just such droll nonsense bullshit that we live in, and we go to this like religious temple today, and like we go through all that stuff, right? And it's not that. It's not magic. It's divinity, but there's a science behind it.
Well, and going to your little old lady theory and on the religion side, because this will blow it up just like it will for the scholars, for the scientists, for everything like that, like we're talking about. I always go back to the rich old guy in the 1200s who had a sweet gig being a pope whatever it may be, getting his wine and his meat and control. He's going to say what he needs to say. He's going to need to do what he needs to do and pass it along to stay in power. That's what it's no different than it is now with the pharmaceuticals, whoever else is in power. And so we'll hopefully see a door opened, a shovel dug, anything on this with these new findings that will maybe make us look at stuff in a broader picture, a more introspective picture, if you will.
I really hope
so. Yeah.
And I hope that the human what we have to get away from is fear, and we have to get away from is fear of
that's
death.
A tough one. I think that's one of the biggest things.
And I think that fear is one, like, how many times, I mean, whether you believe in Jesus or not, like how many times in the Bible, in the New Testament, did Jesus say, "Fear not, fear not, fear not"? And I don't want to make this a Bible thumping thing, but again, it's leading back to something scientific, dude. The nuts and bolts of the UFOs are the same thing as what you're reading in the Bible about divinity. It's the same stuff. It's just on a quantum level that we haven't understood yet. But it's like fear not, fear not, fear not.
Thinking human. We're at this point where we can only understand so much, and that might be on purpose, or it might have been trained or put into us through the years by people who knew it or want to cover up something in that sense.
But once you unlock your divinity, and once you find out that like dying isn't that big of a deal, the governments lose control. And here's the thing: Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Kamala, whether it's any of those people.
I liked Reagan because he was an actor before he got into it. I got you. Go on.
Whether it's any leader, we do not need those people. And let me, like, I can't stress this enough. I see, and it's dude, it's the left and the right. It's the like, Trump is this, and like maybe the better of two evils, maybe possibly. Like, I don't like some of the stuff he does at all. But here's the thing: like, we are captured, and I think we're captured by that evil that still, like they say, rules over this planet in spirit, which spirit isn't magic, dude. It is science. It is real tangible science that we just haven't comprehended yet. And that evil like kind of is able to get into your consciousness and take you and be like, yeah, you need a leader to pay your taxes.
Follow this guy, do this.
Yes.
Oh, you like how he this guy. Oh,
that motherfucker.
I don't
Yep. Trump puts his pants on one leg at a time, and he ain't all that great.
Anyone does. That's why I don't like even the worship of like
he ain't better than
Taylor Swift. Yeah, any of these people that are put up so high, and people the fucking Beatles people cry. Elvis, same thing. It's like no one should be worshipped in that way, whether it's a musician, an artist. It's the same thing for me.
It's great to see athletics, all that stuff, sports. Like you like to enjoy it, you like to see it. But yeah, dude, you wear another man's jersey, and that's the ultimate cuckold.
Okay, I have a couple. I'll take that as a personal shot, but that's all right. I got a Brett Favre jersey. I really hold it near and dear to my heart. I love the Green Bay Packers.
So does yours.
How dare you? Well, she likes his photos he took. She likes his photos he took all those years ago. In the Crocs, I love it. But no one should be held in that. And I think about like people that spent $12,000, $15,000, $20,000 to go see an artist. What do you do? I think that's on so many spectrums of different things. Yeah. And that's something we need to, it needs to be just blown up at that level.
Do you want to talk about like artists and stuff like that? Whenever they're asked about a certain song that they have, and it comes out and it's a big hit, right? Yeah. Like it's every single time these artists are asked about this stuff, where did that come from? And they're like, it didn't come from me.
Yeah,
it came through me.
Yeah,
which is right. I always think about that. Like, I usually have, like, if I have a problem I'm trying to solve, like if I'm fixing a car or something like that, and I'm trying to work on, I'm like, God, I just don't know why this car is doing this. I'll go take a nap. I'll go chill for a little bit. And then I'll say, there's the answer.
Something there. Yep.
And it comes through you.
Yeah.
Where's it coming from? It's coming from a consciousness field that is
around us.
Divine.
Or maybe 2,600 meters.
That's right.
Down.
It could some of this stuff probably comes from below, which is that evil that rules over this planet.
So to bring us full circle there, and this has been a great conversation, and I know we can just go on and on.
Surprised
and I'm glad
I could get a good conversation out of you.
How dare first of all,
at this time, you're usually drunk.
I'm drunk right now. Just because I'm drunk doesn't mean I'm not going to have a good conversation, fella. I'm a professional. No, I'm glad we were able to talk about this, and I'm sure more will come in the upcoming weeks. Or not, maybe we'll get the old Epstein suicide type deal, and we'll all forget about it, and we'll move on because we got another fire that we need to put out. But big stuff, big news, and stuff that it was unexpected.
Yeah,
new stuff from the pyramids that I think a lot of people, we thought we knew what we had, and now we have this big new thing that is a possibility, a door open, a window left cracked, and now we're going to see what comes from it.
Yeah,
so,
I always thought that was a power plant.
Yeah, right there.
Always.
Yeah. Well, that and the big diesel motor that's in the middle of it, right?
Yes, right? This Caterpillar on it.
I think so. It's weird.
Where'd this come from?
Cat, I think it was. What is it? Yeah, fantastic man.
You know, they thought cats were like some sort of like divine creature too.
That's a John Wick thing. John Wick, when he's looking in that cat's eyes to go to the underworld.
That's not John Wick. That's Constantine.
Constantine. Sorry, good movie. But
from that though,
right?
You see all of these like
cats are fucking weird though.
They are weird.
Yeah,
like
weird.
their eyes see at a different spectrum too, like which is weird.
Hey, the Egyptians worshipped them. Who knows?
They didn't worship them. They thought that they were
divine or whatever it was. All right, see, we're getting into a thing. Great input once again, everyone. Comment, let us know what you think of this. Bring your theories into it, and we will have more of conspiracies with Brock and Dwight and Brock. Dingo and the baby. Well, that's Family Guy. I got that right. Dingo and the baby. I think I got a sound effect. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time on our podcast.
There we go.
Good ending. Perfect, flawless.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.